कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपी जनवल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यशोदानंदन ब्रज जनरंजन यमुना तीरावनचारी यमुना तीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव श्री राधे जय कोरानिता मायापुर सती जय कोरानिताय जय मायापुर सती जय जगन्नाथ जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा माई जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद श्री प्रभुपाद की जय नंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय हरे कृष्णा. So thanks for joining. We will continue our discussion on Canto 10. So we left 3 verses yesterday from chapter 2. We'll continue from there and then we'll go back to chapter number 3. So just a quick recap where we were. So we seen in chapter number 2 how Lord Balrama was being transferred from the womb of Mother Devaki to the womb of Mother Rohini, and then we see how when Lord appeared, it was how Vasudeva was glowing like a sun, and then when he transferred to Mother Devaki, she was as effulgent as moon, and then Kansa was terrified, he was fearful, and then we heard about how the Devatas, they appear invisibly into the prison house where Mother Devaki and Vasudeva was there, and as Krishna, the supreme being, he was in the womb of Mother Devaki, they glorified Supreme Lord by so many beautiful prayers. We were discussing those prayers from I think 2 days now. So today we'll try to understand a bit last 3 verses of this chapter, and then we'll continue next chapter. Let me share my screen where we were. So hope you can see my screen. So we'll continue from text 39, where prayers of devatas are still continuing. ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः. नमो ओं विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने. नमस्ते सरस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So text 39. न ते भवस्येष भवस्य कारणं विना विनोदं वत तर्कयामहे। भवो निरोधः स्थिर अपि अविद्यया कृता यतस्त्व अभ्यारशात्मानि। O Supreme Lord, you are not an ordinary living entity appearing in this material world as a result of two activities. Therefore, your appearance or birth in this world has no cause other than your pleasure potency. Similarly, the living entities who are part of you have no cause of miseries like birth, death, old age, except when these living entities are conducted by your external energies. So, as devatas were this glorifying Lord, completely saying, "You are absolute truth. You are Trisatyam. You are Param Satya. You have no other cause. You are the cause of all causes." And then now they are saying that you are not appearing as an ordinary living being, right? Why do we appear here, and why do we go on cycles? I think somehow my hands were raised. And then why it happens? Because we have some karmas, right? Bad or good karmas, and because of that we go on the cycle of birth and death. But Krishna has no activities. Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita as well that he has nothing to do, he has no activity to do, right? But he is doing just for the sake of people to follow, right? And then he is saying that therefore your appearance or birth in this world has no other cause than your pleasure potency, because you wanted to enjoy the pastime, so you are appearing. It's by Krishna's will he appears. There is no kind of no set of bondage that when Krishna will appear, right? It's his will. He wants to appear, he appears. It's by his will only. Similarly, the living beings, the spirit soul actually, who are part of you, have no cause of miseries like birth and death. So we are jiva, and we has no birth and death because we has been contaminated by the external energies, the three modes. We are here and going through a cycle of birth and death with a human body, right? But when you go to spiritual body, or we have the soul, the reason goes birth and death. That's Prabhupada quotes from Bhagavad Gita saying that Mamayivanse Jivaloka Jivabhuta Sanatana. The living entities are the parts and parcel of the Supreme Lord, and hence they are qualitatively one with the Lord. But quantitatively, we discussed earlier as well, Krishna is unlimited. When we're discussing about Paramatma, how Krishna is in every living being, when the Devatas prayer about Krishna that you reside in every living being. So there we discussed about how Krishna, or the soul and the super soul, how they are different. They are one in one sense, but they have a huge difference as well, right? So we can understand that when Supreme Lord appears or disappears as an incarnation, there is no other cause than his own pleasure potency. He just want to do the pastime, so he appears for the pleasure of his potency as well as for his devotees, and then whenever he wants, he winds up this pastime. So no one can actually force Supreme Lord to appear. And Krishna says, when I want, I appear. He says, it's this Srijam Aham. It's not about taking birth. He says, I appear. Appearance and birth is different, right? It's Krishna appears. So he appears in the same body, right? So let's see a couple of more prayers from the Devatas. Text 40. Matsyaswa Kachapa Narshima Barahamsa Rajanya Vipra Vibhudeshu Kartavatara Tvam Pashinasтрibhuvanam cha yathaduneshu Bharam Bhuvohara Yudhattama Vandanam Te. O Supreme Controller, your Lordship previously accepted incarnations such as fish, a horse, a tortoise, Nrsimhadev, a boar, a swan, Lord Ramachandra, Parshuram, and among the demigods, Vamanadev, to protect the entire world by your mercy. Now please protect us again by your mercy by diminishing the disturbances in this world. O Krishna, best of Yadus, we respectfully offer our obeisances unto you. So this is kind of nearly they are finishing the prayers. They are saying that you have already appeared many times before, and you already have promised us to you will appear and then you will diminish all the disturbances in this world. So please protect us. And we discussed along on this point, like about the mental status of Kansa and the status of the devatas. They both are absorbed in Krishna consciousness, you can say. However, devatas were praying and they're asking for his protection. At the same time, Kansa was thinking, my death is there, and he's planning, how can I escape or how can I kill this little boy, who is going to get born from Devaki. So how can I finish him? But the other way around, the devatas, they are actually asking for his protection. So suras or devatas, they know that he is supreme and no one else can protect us. And we discussed about the point where Prabhupada always quotes, Rakhe Krishna mare ki, mare Krishna rakhe ki. If Krishna wants to protect, no one can kill. And if Krishna wants to kill, then no one can protect. Prabhupada also explains like how much things we can hold in these two hands, right? If Krishna wants to shower, he can shower mercy to us, unlimitedly. We can't even hold in these two hands. And however, when Krishna wants to take from us, even we can't hold what we have in these two hands. So everything is Krishna's mercy. Whatever he wants, no one can actually deny it. No one can even go against Krishna's will. So the devata is saying, please protect us by your mercy. So that's prasad, getting mercy of the Lord. Prabhupada says, in every incarnation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has particular mission to execute, and this was true in his appearance as son of Devaki in the family of Yadus as well. So thus, all the devatas offered their prayers to the Lord, bowing down before him and requested the Lord to do the needful. We cannot order the Supreme Personality of Godhead to do anything for us, but they are requesting it. And anyway, Krishna has told that I will do that. So we can simply offer our obeisances and advised in Bhagavad Gita, Manamana Bhavamad Bhakta Madhyaji Mam Namaskaru, and pray to him for annihilation of the dangers. So just to protect us, right? Text 41. Dishtayambate kushikata parapuman amshena sakshad bhagavan bhavayanah ma bhud bhayam bhor pater muhursor gupta yadunam bhavita tadadmaja. So very, very beautiful word. He says, Amshena Sakshad Bhagavan Bhaivanah. So let's see. O Mother Devaki, by your good fortune and ours, the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself with all his plenary portion, such as Baladeva, is now within your womb. Therefore, you no need to fear Kansa, who has decided to be killed by the Lord. Your eternal son Krishna will be the protector of your entire Yadu dynasty. So now this Devata has actually assured Mother Devaki. So they prayed to Lord within the womb of Mother Devaki, and then now they have given assurance to Mother Devaki as well that Krishna is appearing. So no need to worry at all. And he is coming as his full potency, his complete plenary portions. He is everything with him. So it's Krishna is complete, like the Krishna in Golok Vrindavan. And Krishna's different incarnations, they come with small specific purpose. Though they are tattva wise same, but still there are some differences. They just do the part time what they wanted to do and nothing else. Like as for Ramchandra, he was called as Maryada Purushottam Ramchandra. So in that way, Lord Nrsimhadev, he just came to kill, to give pleasure to Prahlad Maharaj and kill Hiranyakashipu. In that way, he comes. Like Matsya Avatar has a different purpose for coming in that. But Krishna, in this form, he is coming with everything. All. So as you say in a Ete Chamsa Kalapumsa, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swam, Canto 1, isn't it? That's how that Krishna. So all these portions, plenary portions are incarnation of him. And that personality who is a fountain of everyone, he's appearing as your son. So you don't have to fear at all from Kansa, and he will protect not only you but the whole dynasty, right? And that's saying that they left. How they left? Let's see what Sukadeva Goswami says here. The last verse of this chapter. Sri Sukha Uvacha इति अभ्यस्तूय पुरुषं यद्रूपम् अनिदं यथा ब्रह्मे ब्रह्मेशनाउ पुरोधाय देवा प्रत्ययोर्दिवम्. After thus offering prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Vishnu, the transcendence all the devatas with Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva before them returned to their homes in the heavenly planets. So that's how after offering prayers, obeisances, and making assure to Mother Devaki and Vasudev, they went back to their heavenly planets. Right. Prabhupada says the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of God appear continuously like the waves of a river and or ocean. So just imagine, can anyone in this world, count the waves of a river or an ocean? No, isn't it? You can't even count one, waves of one ocean or river, but Krishna's incarnations are happening like unlimited waves of unlimited oceans and rivers like that. So his pastimes is going every seconds in any of the limit unlimited universes. So there is no limit to the Lord's incarnation. He's ananta in one sense, right? His incarnation is unlimited. So the pastimes are going on and on and on and on, right? So no one can actually calculate it, no one can count it. Okay, so that's how they all, by praying nice obeisances and prayers and assuring Mother Devaki, they return back. So thus end the Bhaktivedanta purport of the 10th canto, 2nd chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam, entitled Prayers by the Demigod for Lord Krishna in the Womb. And we are entering the last chapter of this series, and very interesting and very, very relishing pastimes of Lord Krishna. So, chapter 3, the birth of Lord Sri Krishna.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Can I please give some pastimes about the incarnation of Swan, Prabhu?
Of?
Swan.
Yes, we will discuss it. No problem.
Okay, Prabhu.
Discuss it. So let's see today, because actually we have a bit less time, but we'll discuss that one definitely. Okay.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay, chapter 3, entitled The Birth of Lord Sri Krishna. We'll go from text 1. So long verse, text 1, text 5. Sri Shuka Uvacha अथ सर्वगुणोपेत काल परम शोभन अर्थे एवा जनमर्कषं शान्तारक्षग्रतारकं दिश प्रदेशुर्गगनं निर्मूलोदौ गणोदयं माहि मङ्गलं भूस्थिष्ठ पुरग्राम व्रजकरा नद्या प्रसन्नशालील हृदा जालरुदुश्रिया द्विजालीकुलसन्नादस्तावकवर राजया वौव वायुसुखस्पर्श पुण्यगन्धर्वः शुचि अग्नयश्च द्विजतीनां सन्तस्तत्र समिन्धत मान्यंश्यम् आसन् प्रसन्नानि साधूनाम् आशुरदूरहं जयमाने जने तस्मिन्ने दुर्दुन्दोभ्यः समम्. Translation. The 5 verse goes in one, and it's described about the auspiciousness before Krishna appears. Krishna not appeared yet, so he's about to appear, and then we see the auspiciousness. Therefore, at the auspicious time for the appearance of the Lord, the entire universe was surcharged with all qualities of goodness, beauty, and peace. The constellations Rohini appeared, as did stars like Ashwin. The sun, the moon, and the other stars and planets were very peaceful. All directions appear extremely pleasing. and the beautiful stars twinkled in the cloudless sky. Cloudless sky because it was dark night on that night, right? Decorated with towns, villages, mines, and pasturing grounds, the earth seems all auspicious. The river flooded with clear water, and the lakes and the vast reservoirs full of lilies and lotuses were extraordinarily beautiful. In the trees, in the trees and the green plants full of flowers and leaves and pleasing to the eyes, birds like cuckoos and swans or bees began chanting with sweet voices for the sake of the demigods. A pure breeze began to blow, pleasing the senses of touch and bearing the aroma of flowers. And when the Brahmanas engaging in ritualistic ceremonies initiated their ignited their fires according to the Vedic principles, the fires burned steadily, undisturbed by the breeze. Thus, when the birthless Lord Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, was about to appear, the saints and the Brahmanas, who had always been disturbed by the demons like Kansa and his men, felt peace within the core of their heart, and the kettle drums simultaneously vibrated from the upper planetary system. So, basically, in short, if you see, all the surroundings become auspicious because Krishna was appearing. Right? Everything got auspicious. Even, I don't know much about astrology, but it's been I was hearing in one lecture, uh, and that has been described nicely about how these constellations and the stars, and then the perfect match happened when Krishna was appearing. Even it was dark night, but the stars were twinkling. Even it was rainy season like that, but still there were very nice cool breeze going there. Even the bridges are happening, still the fire lights, they were not waving because of those breezes. So everyone were actually cooperating, and praising to the appearance of Lord Krishna. Let's see some purport from Prabhupada. As said in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that his appearance, birth, activities are all transcendental, and that one who factually understands them is immediately eligible to transfer to the spiritual world. Chapter 4, text 9, we discussed yesterday as well. The Lord's appearance or birth is not like that of ordinary man who is forced to accept a material body according to his past deeds. The Lord's appearance is explained in this previous chapter. He appears out of his own sweet pleasure. Right? So at that time, in all directions, east, west, south, north, everywhere, there was an atmosphere of peace and prosperity. Just imagine, why Krishna appeared here? Because Mother Earth, she went and said that, no, I'm been terrified by these demonic people. But as soon as before Krishna is about to appear, everything become very peace and prosperity. Auspicious stars were visible in the sky and on the surface in all towns and villages and pasturing grounds. It means we described that, the cows, they were not pasturing well, but as Krishna was about to appear, they started pasturing very nicely. And within the mind of everyone, there were signs of good fortune. So it's like, sometimes we feel like, oh yeah, it's from the heart. You say, yeah, something good is going to happen, like that. It's that kind of feeling happening all across the area. And the rivers, they were flowing full of water, and the lakes were beautiful, decorated with lotus flower. Though this full of waters may be rainy season, but it was all crystal clear water, right? And the forests were full of beautiful birds and peacocks. All the birds within the forest began to sing with sweet voices, and the peacocks began to dance with their concert. So this is kind of very auspicious surroundings, and uh, very fortunate surrounding for the appearance of the Lord. Right. So on the occasion of Lord Krishna's birth, seasonal changes took place throughout the entire universe. Right. The seasonal changes took place throughout the entire universe when Krishna was about to appear. Right. So Krishna was born during the month of September, yet it appeared like springtime. Right. The atmosphere, however, was very cool, although not chilly, and the rivers and reservoirs appeared just as they were in Sarath, in spring mood, like that. That's how has been described in the whole verses, right? And lastly, the business of the suras is to destroy the suras, the devotee and the brahmanas. But at that time of Krishna's appearance, these devotees and the brahmanas were undisturbed. The last line of the verse where it says the brahmanas, they could fire or they could do the yajnas very swiftly. Even the fire was very swiftly over there. There are no disturbances for them any yajnas as well, just before Krishna appeared. And also I think we discussed this point as well. It was, although it was 12 o'clock midnight, right? So what happens generally in the lotuses, they were actually, they closed down their petals in the night, but they were all in blossom, they're all opened at the time. And so this kind of all auspicious surroundings happens before Lord Krishna appearing. Text 6. Jaguva kinnara gandharvas तुष्टो सिद्ध चानन विद्याधरश्च नंद्रुत्रुर अपरशोभि समम मुढ़ा. The Kinnars and the Gandharvas began to sing auspicious songs. The Siddhas and Chanaras offered auspicious prayers, and the Vidyadharas, along with the Apsaras, began to dance in jubilation. So, in the the Swargalokas, this all Kinnara Gandharva, they are known to be very a good singer and the magicians, right? So, as and we know, when we see in this material world as well, when we see the childs or the people who are good in singing and all this art, we sometimes say that they look like they are coming from Gandharva Loka, right? Because the Gandharvas, they are always engaged in praying for the Lord. And that's where once the pastor of Narad Muni comes as well. He was actually in one of the Gandharvas, and there was a one there was one meeting, and where somehow the Narad Muni started playing something weird, and then that he got cursed, and then he came to material world, and then again he practiced devotional service, and then again he became Narad Muni. So like that person goes. So these Gandharvas, they are always engaged in praying for the Lord. So they started playing their all instruments, singing and dancing as well, right? And Apsaras, they began dancing as well. So I think there are some more some 4 or 5 verses where this all auspiciousness, what's happening in the even in the material world and also in the spiritual world and also in the heavenly planets, this been described. Uh, Text 7 to 8. मुमुचुर्मुनयो देवा सुमानां श्रीमुदान्विता मंदम मंदम जलाधारा जागर गुर अनुसागरम निशिस्थे तम उद्बद्धे जयमाने जनार्दने देवख्यां देवरूपिण्यां विष्णु सर्ग गुणाशया आविरासीद यथा प्राचायं दिशीन्दुर इव पुष्कलः. So, translation: the demigods and the great saintly persons showered flowers in a joyful mood, and the clouds gathered in the sky and very mildly thundered, making sounds like those of the ocean's waves. Then the Supreme Personality of Godhead Vishnu, who is situated in the core of everyone's heart, appeared from the heart of the Devaki in the dense darkness of the night, like the full moon rising on the eastern horizon, because Devaki was of the same category as Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan ki jai. So that's how Krishna appeared. So even it was Ashtami, right? 8th day is actually, it's not full moon day, but on that day when Krishna appeared, it was completely full moon, right? So and as it describes Krishna, when he appeared, is like the full moon rising on the eastern horizon. And I know I'm not sure you might have seen in couple of days, in couple of past days, there was it's being said the blue moon was there. The moon was very very large, and it was blue. And many the astrologer, they have taken the photographs, and as well as they have sent the sign. So they said that this phenomena appeared sometimes in 2009, and then is going to appear next in somewhere nearly around 15 years ahead now. So yesterday and couple of days back, this phenomena of bigger moon was there actually. So anyway, the point is the Krishna's appearance happening, and everything was very auspicious. So let's see. Prabhupada's quote from Brahma Samhita, Ananda Chinmaya Rasa Prabhavitva, this verse. And this verse indicates that Krishna and his entourage are of the same spiritual potency. Ananda Chinmaya Rasa. Krishna's father, his mother, his friends, cowherd boys, and the cows are all expansion of Krishna. So, right, can you imagine this part? So Krishna's father, Krishna's mother, his father, his friends, the cowherd boys, and the cows are all expansions of Krishna. I explained in the this chapter 14 actually, Brahma Bilohan Mina, Brahma Vimohana Leela. That's chapter 14 of Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10. Very, very beautiful chapter actually. This Lord pastimes of with the Lord Brahma. When Brahma took away Krishna's associates to test the supremacy of the Lord Krishna expanded himself again in the form of many cowherd boys and the calves. And it's been described, I mean, these are more details, but nice points where it comes like, at one point of time, what happened is the Brajavasis, or in the Gokul, everyone wants to see Krishna pleased, and everyone wants to please Krishna in other way around, whatever they love Krishna more than their own child, and they think that, oh, if Krishna could have been our son. And in that way Krishna made a plan, and at one time when Lord Brahma took away all Krishna's friends and cows and everyone, just to hide everyone, Krishna expanded as many persons, as many cows and calves. So this happened. It was a very fractional time for Lord Brahma, but in earthly planet it happened 1 year. So for whole complete 1 year, is being said that all the mothers in Braja, they were actually serving Krishna, though they are as if like they are serving their own son, or even the all the cows they are feeding Krishna, but thinking like they are feeding their own calves, right? So in that way, everything in the Braja for whole complete 1 year was Krishna, Krishna, Krishna. Though he expanded himself and he's acting like them. So that's how Krishna expanded. That's the chapter 14, beautiful verse, chapter actually. So again, going back to here. So Devaki is also an expansion of Krishna. See, why is expansion of Krishna? Because anyway, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam also already that nothing was existed before Krishna. So nothing existed before Krishna, it means what? There was no father or mother of Krishna as well. Krishna was the self one, he existed. That's how Krishna explains to Lord Brahma uh, in Canto 2, chapter 9, in that 4 verses, Brahma, Chatushloki Bhagavatam, there he explains that nothing were there beyond me, and after analyzing also nothing remains there, I also only remain there, right? And then as he wanted to do pleasure, he expanded himself, and all these things will happen. So here we are seeing the Prabhupada says that everyone is actually Krishna expansion. So in one sense, we are also Krishna expansion. Krishna says that Mamai Vansa Jiva Loka Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. We are actually part and person of the Lord itself, but we are servant of the Lord, right? That's how we'll see, and we understand about our position with the Krishna. So Prabhupada says that therefore in this word it says Devakyam Deva Rupiyanam Vishnur Sarva Guha Saya. So Guha Saya, these are actually all expansion of Krishna for the pleasure. And then how it happens, this Yoga Maya, she plays a role, and then she let them forget everything, and so they have their uh, their rasas, their mellows, depending upon their inclination to the Lord. So at that time, for the Lord's appearance, the great sages and the demigods, being pleased, began to shower flowers. At the seashore, there was the sound of mild waves, and above the sea, there were clouds in the sky where they began to thunder very pleasantly. Even the clouds, they were There are some thunders, but it's not like fearful thunder. They are very pleasant, right? So they knew that we are making thunder just to please Krishna, right? Okay, it's a very long purport. Actually, Prabhupada explains nicely about Krishna's appearance. Uh, okay, yeah, it's few more things I actually wanted to read from this purport. Where it is. Yeah, here it is. Uh, the Brahma Samhita confirms that no, 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 no. Yeah, yeah. The Lord is one, but He can appear in everyone's heart by His inconceivable potency. Right. Thus, although the Lord was within the heart of Devaki, He appeared as a child. According to the Vishnu Purana, therefore, as quoted in the Vaishnava Tosani, the Lord appeared like the sun, Anugrahasya. The Brahma Samhita 5.35 confirms that Lord is situated even within the atom, Andantara Sthata Pramanu Chayantara Sthatam. He is situated in Mathura, in Vaikuntha, and in the core of the heart. Therefore, one should clearly understand that he did not live like an ordinary child in the heart or in the womb of Devaki. Nor did he appear like an ordinary human child. We'll see it how he appears. It was when he appears, Lord Vasudeva was actually completely stuck with wonder what he's saying. We'll discuss that very soon. Text 9 and 10. Yeah, here he is appearing. So let's see. Tad adbhutam balakam ambujikasham kashanam चतुर्भुजं शंख गदादि उदायुधं श्रीवत्सलक्ष्मं गलशोभि कौस्तुभं पीताम्बरं सान्द्रपयोदो सौभगं महारः वैदुर्यकिरीटकुण्डल द्विषा परिष्वत उक्ता सहस्रकुण्डलम् उद्दाम काञ्चे अङ्गद कनकान्दिभिर्विरोचमानं वसुदेव ऐक्षत. So now this is the verse where Vasudeva saw this newborn child and he is completely struck with wonder. Let's hear it. Vasudeva then saw the newborn child who had very wonderful lotus like eyes and who bore in his four hands the four weapons Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. On his chest there was mark of Srivastha and on his neck the brilliant Kaustuva gem. Dressed in yellow, his body blackish like a dense cloud, his scattered hair fully grown, and his helmet and earrings sparkling uncommonly with the valuable gem Vaidurya. The child, decorated with a brilliant belt, armlets, bangles, and other ornament, appeared very wonderful. Right. So the point is, when Krishna appeared, earlier we saw that he appeared by his own will, and then all devatas they assured Mother Devaki that Krishna is going to appear to you, so don't worry. Right? And now, as the atmosphere was auspicious, Krishna appeared, and how he appeared? As soon as he appeared, he's not appearing like And generally, what happens when a child take birth? He starts crying, and even in it's being understood that if even a child doesn't cry, then the doctors they try to make sure the child's crying. Right? Maybe some doctors they would know very well why they want to do it, but the point is it's crying. But when Krishna appeared, he was not crying, and it's also been described that even there was no kind of painful for Mother Devaki to give birth. Right? It was quite it's not like normal child giving birth, like there was so much pain, like nothing like that. So when he appeared, he was standing 400 form. Have you imagined any person taking any child taking birth, with completely ornamented and having their nice brilliant shining clothes. So he has hold this Sankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma as Vishnu form on his four hands. So he has four hands. He appeared in four-handed form, Vishnu form, and holding all this paraphernalia, Sankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma in each hands, the four weapons. And on his chest there was a mark of Srivasta, and on his neck was a Kastuva gem, Kastuva money, and then he was dressed in shining yellow dhoti, and his body was blackish like a dense cloud. His scattered hair, gloomy crown, and his helmet. He so just imagine a boy who's just born and he's holding, he's having helmet, earring, very shining, beautiful yellow cloth, and he has necklaces, gems, and everything, and holding the four weapons. That's by seeing this, uh, it was a wonderful, and Vasudeva was actually wonderstruck. Let's see. He says, to support the word adbhutam, meaning wonderful, the decorations and opulences of the newborn child was fully described, as confirmed by Brahma Samhita as well. So, what it says that Barhavantam Sam Asitam Buddha Sundarangam. So the hue of the Lord's beautiful form resembles the blackish color of dense clouds. Asita means blackish and Ambuddha means cloud. So it is clear from the word Chaturbhujam that Krishna first appeared with four hands. We'll discuss this point in more elaborately, uh, maybe on Monday, where we'll see why Krishna, maybe Monday or Tuesday, then somewhere anyway in this session, that Krishna appeared in 400 form to Mother Devaki, but he appeared as Krishna 200 form to Mother Yashoda there. Right. So no ordinary child in human society has ever born with four hands. And when a child is born, he has fully grown hair. The descendants of the Lord, therefore, is completely distinct from the birth of an ordinary child. Right. And it is purposes that the Vaidurya gem, actually, it's a gem. There are three colors are there: is bluish, yellowish, and red. Yeah, Prabhupada mentions here as well, which sometimes appear like bluish, sometimes yellow, and sometimes red, and is available only in Vaikuntha Loka. Right. So the Lord's helmet and earrings were decorated with the particular gems. I want to read something actually. Let me take out those and I'll read it out, and then we'll go to text 11 if we have time. Else we'll continue on Monday. So give me a second. I wanted to read something. Yeah. So I'm just wanted to read those from Vishwanath Thakur explanation about the appearance of the Lord, where how all the atmosphere became very favorable for Lord. So he says, according to Harivansa, the birth took place in the 8th month of pregnancy, before the expected time, in order to bewilder Kansa. So Krishna has appeared in 8th month, right? And then he says, in the Manikya, an astrological work, Krishna's birth is described as the moon, the Mars, Mercury, the Saturn were exalted, and Taurus was ascendant. Jupiter was in Pisces, Sun was in Leo, Venus in Libra, and Rahu in Scorpio. At midnight on Wednesday, when the moon in the Rohini Nakshatra, Lord Krishna appeared. So that was given by our acharyas. So maybe someone who is good in astrology, they can understand about this, all the positions of the moon, Mercury, stars, and Jupiter things. But yeah, it's nice to hear this pleasing pastimes of the Lord. Right? And then another was uh, that's in next verse actually. We'll do the next verse tomorrow. Sorry, not tomorrow, on Monday. So we'll continue from text 11 from Monday. If anyone have any quick questions, comment, or thoughts, please feel free to put in. Hare Krishna. So I know Kishore Prabhu has one question. We will. I'm hazily remembering the swan pastime where he appeared. I'll just go back to my notes and then we'll come back again, Prabhu, and we'll discuss this pastime.
Okay, Prabhu. Thanks.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So, why Krishna got this color of Nila Megha Shama?
Yes. So Krishna's. So why Krishna got this color of Nila Megha Shyama. I'm not sure about why Krishna got this color, but I know that Krishna has this color. Okay, I'll try to find out this answer for you, but I'm not very much sure. But in one of the Ashtakam, so in one of the Ashtakam, Rupa Goswami writes it in the very first Ashtakam. It's the Ashtakam called as Kunja Bihari Ashtakam. There he says about that the Krishna's body is Neela. He says Indra Neela Mani. That verse goes. Just give me 1 second. I'll read the whole. I remember it, but somehow when it comes, it goes away from the mind. Neela Indra Neela Mani Kusumanjita. Just give me 1 second. Yeah, the verse goes like this. Indra Neelamani Manjula Varna Pullanipa Kusumanchita Karna Krishna Lavira Kurshora Sihari Sundaro Jayati Kunja Vihari. So this Indra Neelamani, Krishna is his body is like a sapphire, where he's compared to the blackish money, and in Neelamani is a bluish cloudy form. Right. But I'm not very much sure about why he's got this form. I'll try to find out, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
But certainly that's a fact, because our Acharya has given this description about how Krishna looks like. And why he looks like that, I am not very much sure. Any else questions? Okay. So thank you very much for joining. So we'll continue. No, Prabhu. Actually, we started 8:30 p.m. only yesterday, because of I went to temple, and I knew that I will get delayed from there. So that's only yesterday we did 8:30. But generally we start at 8 p.m. And if you see 8:30 p.m. in our WhatsApp group, so what that is, we before this series we just started last week, we generally join together at 7:30 every day to read Bhagavatam, only translation, for 15 minutes. And that we are doing a long time now. So we are in Canto 3, chapter 4. So once this Krishna Smarana finishes in next Wednesday, and then we will again, after Janmashtami, we will continue reading translation at 7:30 for 15 minutes. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Today we started at 8 actually. So we will start. So these 3 more days, next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we'll start at 8. It will go till 8:45, and after that, when we come back from Janmashtami, so we'll continue at 7:30 with the same previous discussion, or we'll take a vote. Do you want to continue like this or the other way around? We can think of that one. No problem. Hare Krishna. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, श्री प्रभुपाद की जय, आनंद कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, the same Zoom link every day, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna.